I'm starting a vintage story series. I don't know if you could tell. I have a little bit of experience with this game. I haven't played the recent updates, but made it to Bronze Age before. I think I know what I'm doing. I think I know what's up. I guess they added like fishing and changed the way smithing works. Got rid of picking up berry bushes. I don't know how I feel about all of those, but I'm excited to try to beat the game for the first time. I never really got around to the story content. I just kind of made some armor. So I don't really know what the story of this game is about, but I figure, you know, if I'm gonna have an opinion on this game, I should probably like actually beat it. I'm gonna go with the Tailor class because I love me some tailored Gambison. It's basically like the best armor for exploring because it doesn't slow you down. And I mean the downsides, they don't matter that much. I mean, a little bit less foraging loot, a little bit less animal loot, a little bit less health. I mean, I think the upsides make up for it. Alright, here's the strategy. We're going to head a little bit south because it extends the growing season. You know, the further south you go, the warmer the climate, the longer the growing season. And we're just going to collect as much crops as we can, and we spawned in a pretty good biome. Now, the very first thing we need to do is cut up a whole bunch of cattails, make some backpacks to expand our inventory. That way, when we go around looting stuff, we actually have a way to carry it. We're at 40 cattails. And that's all the inventory space I can get right now. Figured I'd explain what I'm doing as I go, just in case someone's watching who isn't as familiar with the game. And also, what else am I going to talk about? Picking up every single crop we come across, but especially flax. You know, you always find clay when you don't need it. You know, but as soon as you're looking for it, you just can't find it. Now, I suppose I should mention, because this is one of my first videos on the channel, and it's certainly my first video in a long time, I plan on making this a series where I upload Vintage Story once every 2 weeks, and I think I'm also going to start a Minecraft Hardcore world. I'll make a series out of that every 2 weeks, so it'll be like 1 week I upload Vintage Story, the next week I upload a Minecraft Hardcore video, and I want to edit them down, you know, between like 20 minutes or half an hour. So hopefully there's not too much footage of me just walking around. So this is a new, wow, the traders look different. They used to be like these weird blob guys. Now they actually look like people. And they have these little houses, which is cool. Okay. This could come in handy, like, way down the road. So I kind of wanted to make a video that was like comparing Vintage Story and Minecraft, which I know it's a little bit taboo to compare this game to Minecraft. Frankly, because of how similar they are, everyone likes to be all up in arms when you try to compare the two things. They're like, no, you can't compare them. You know, they're different. Which, I mean, yeah, if they weren't different, you wouldn't be able to compare them. So, yeah, that's my plan. I just wanted to make a video comparing the, you know, the game progression between the two games. But I realized if I'm going to do something like that, I should probably at least beat Vintage Story and try to explore a lot of the Minecraft content I've never really done before. So my goal with the hardcore series is probably to get all the achievements. And then from there, I'll just start building stuff, I guess. Copper pickaxe this quickly? I mean, that's got to be a record for me. I mean, that's crazy. I honestly don't know anything about the story mode in this game. I've never even seen anyone do the story mode. I've never even, like, started thinking about the story mode. I know there is one. That's about all I know. In this part of the video, I didn't record myself saying anything. Maybe my microphone was turned off or something, but I got this linen sack. I think I crafted it from the flax fibers that I found so far. And then I fall into this dungeon, and I got like a torch holder, like a knife. It was pretty good loot. You know, a lot of this video I actually didn't have my microphone on, or I was like listening to a video, and you know the audio from the video was like bleeding into the recording. Apparently I can use OBS to just record 2 separate audio tracks. I didn't know that at the time, but yeah, if I need to talk over some of the scenes in post, I guess that's just what I'm going to do from now on. This is being added while I'm editing the video, by the way, in case that wasn't obvious. I saw a bear a little bit ago, so I'm digging this pit to try to trap the bear in the pit. It doesn't really end up working too well. Guys, I'm starting to think I did not dig the bear pit deep enough. Fellas, I'm starting to think the bear pit needs to be 3 blocks deep. And with these 2 pieces of flax twine, we now have enough to make a last linen sack. So we have all the inventory room we could possibly get until we unlock leather, which ain't gonna happen for a while. That's a little tip for the early game. If you just go around collecting as much linen as possible, you can get a lot of inventory room very quickly. You could also get linen from, I believe, storage vessels. I think it comes from the ones that are labeled forage. The little pots in the ruins. Pretty rare though. I just got a whole linen sack from that farming vessel. Well, that would have been useful like a minute ago. My goal at this moment is to find a good base location. So here's what I'm looking for in a base. You want it to be in a flat area like a plains biome, like the one I'm in right now. And then second of all, you want there to be a really big freshwater lake. And that way you can use the fresh water to water your crops. And then the third thing you want in a good base location is a forest nearby, so you can get wood to make fires and charcoal and such. What is this? Ooh. Merchant. I could sell him a linen sack if I didn't get rid of it, which I did. Could sell him a sewing kit, which I could probably make at least one of them. Well, I'm gonna sleep in your bed. This would be a really good place to build a base if only there was a large water source nearby. I mean, I'm seeing a few little ponds, but that's not going to be enough water. We need a real big lake to make this place worth our while. Hold on. This is a lake. Okay, this might be the place I build. Oh. Okay. Now my only problem is determining whether this is salt water or fresh water. Salt water generates sand, and fresh water generates gravel under the water block. So this is gravel, and not sand. And therefore, I can determine that this is a lake, a freshwater lake. At least if the Vintage Story Wiki is to be believed. I think I'm going to go ahead and believe it, and start building a base on this lake. Alright, there's a forest nearby. So this might be just as good a place as any to put down the base. Right before I build a base, I'm going to make sure I'm not in an area of low stability, which is indicated by the gear above my hotbar. If it starts turning counterclockwise, then I know I'm in an unstable area. But right now, it's not moving in any particular direction, which makes me believe that this is a place of good stability. I'm not gonna lie, that made me jump a little bit when that dude threw a rock at me. I thought it was like a wolf or something. I was scared. So at this point, I'm just gathering medium fertility soil to start a farm with. I'm gonna need like 15 of these hoes to till all this soil. So that'll be fun. Yo, exposed copper. I have a lot more seeds to plant than I did before. Which means I have a lot more work to do. And doing it entirely with flint tools is going to be a pain in the ass. So I might start looking for clay so I can start copper molding. The only problem is, as I said earlier in the video, you can only find clay when you aren't looking for it. As soon as you need clay, it is impossible to find. Actually, it wasn't that hard to find. I was wrong. It was kind of close to my base. You know, when I started this game, I didn't know you could duplicate the layers when you're clay molding. And when you don't know how to do that, it takes a very long time to do anything. I'm just making a pot for cooking food, crucibles for melting metal, and some molds that I can pour the metal into to make tools. Here's a little tip in case you didn't know this. If you dig up this peat, you can use it instead of firewood to start fires, and especially for firing clay. Now, normally you would get 20 pieces of copper by panning for copper in a river with a wooden pan, but that's really boring, so I'm just going to go out and look for copper on the ground. Oh, look at this. Already paying off. Now all we have to do is do that 20 more times. I've been looking for like a gravel biome. Or like, I don't know, some ruins to maybe try to get some copper out of. I have not found a single thing. 2 pieces of copper. Probably could have been done with the farm by now if I didn't get sidetracked trying to go find copper. Probably could have been done panning for copper by now. Oh, hey, copper. One piece of copper. Let's go. And it's not like having to collect an extra 20 nuggets of copper makes the game more fun. I assume the entire point is just, you know, to give the game more of a, you know, hardcore survival vibe. Because it makes it take longer to get into the Metal Age. I'm surprised a game like this doesn't have, like, individual limb health. Where you could, like, break your ankle or something and then you just have to limp everywhere. Maybe it is an optional rule that I just don't know about. But to my knowledge, it's not a thing. Which is weird. Because games, you know, with this much of an emphasis on survival, you know, they do tend to have something like that, but, you know, it might just be a case of the game choosing to prioritize fun over realism, because just like being crippled all the time, but not quite dead, is extremely frustrating. Speaking of extremely frustrating, I should have just panned. Oh, this is what I've been looking for. Oh. You see how long it just lagged? I've been looking for a sand biome like this because it's like significantly easier to find copper nuggets in this type of biome. Oh, see? It's exactly what I'm talking about. And if I wasn't in a gravel biome, I probably would have only found one nugget. But look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, see? Even more. Yeah, see? I'm telling you, man. These biomes are amazing for finding large amounts of copper nuggets. Alright, well that's all the copper I need. I can, move on with my life. Oh, I'm finally home. That took forever. I probably should have done this earlier. But come to think of it, I do need firewood. We probably should have started the charcoal burning before we left to find the copper. It would have been a much more efficient use of time. Make sure you don't leave any air pockets in the ground whenever you're filling your pit up with wood, or else all your charcoal will turn into ash. That is a mistake I have made too many times. Well, hopefully if I did that right, I'll get a little bit of charcoal when it's done burning. In the meantime, let's go mine the copper. So every time you find a nugget of copper on the surface, you need to mark it on your map because it means there's copper under the ground too that you can go and dig for once you have a pickaxe and a hammer. No! No. No. Deep drifter. Oh. Oh no. Okay, death number 1. It's in a pretty bad place. I'm not gonna lie. It's pretty bad. Alright, this is for all the marbles. I've got to make this happen. If you notice the screen freeze from time to time while I'm playing the game, that's not a problem with the video editing. That's just how the game is for me. I don't know why it's like that. I have a pretty good computer. But anyway, that's what I'm gonna blame for my death here. It definitely wasn't because I jumped into a hole like an idiot. Ow. Alright, we did it. Ow. Oh boy, looks like our coal is done. And we have done it correctly because our coal did not turn into ash. Alright. We have just about reached the Copper Age. Now we make the copper hammer. Ow, it's still burning. Oh yeah. Now we have the hammer. Make all the copper nuggets and we are officially in the Copper Age. $200 durability. That's like 5 flint bows. But it's only 1. Our hoe's gonna break and we won't be able to make another one, so time to go get more charcoal. Try not to get eaten by a wolf. Alright, let me show you how the prospecting pick works, just in case you don't know. You'll break 1 piece, and now you need 2 more samples, so you go 3 blocks away. 1, 2, 3. Alright, now 1 more sample, 3 blocks away. And there are 0 traces of ore in this area. I mean, that's rare. Usually there is at least something in an area, but I mean, there's literally nothing here. Looks like I have to try somewhere else. Alright, there's a little bit of bismuth and zinc. Like a very small amount. In this direction. Which is a pretty good sign. Because if I can get my hand on a little bit of bismuth and zinc, I could combine it with my copper to make bronze. Ooh, high bismuth. High bismuth. Right here, high bismuth. I mean, that's pretty good. And a little bit of splarite, too. So, ooh, we got a little bit more splarite. We got a lot more splarite and a little bit more bismuth over here. So it looks like I'm starting to find a good place to start mining. Just for a little bit of context, splarite is the name of the ore that zinc comes from. So when I say zinc and splarite, I'm using them interchangeably. Whoa, okay, there's zinc and bismuth right here in the same spot. This is getting pretty promising. We hit the zinc! Guys, this is not clickbait. We hit the zinc. Alright, that's half the equation. Alright, I dug up all the zinc I could find. But where, oh where, is the bismuth? Oh, bismuth. Alright, we got it. Guys, we are in the Bronze Age. We just entered the Copper Age like a second ago. But we are out of it. We are in the Bronze Age. Kind of. We still need to smelt everything together, but we have all the ingredients. Okay, 400 units of bismuth bronze. Charcoal. Into the Bronze Age we go. I'm gonna go ahead and make an anvil mold. You know, most people make an anvil mold as soon as they get to copper smelting. But if you make a copper anvil, you end up just having to throw it away later. In favor of the bismuth anvil. Or not the bismuth, in favor of the bronze anvil. So it just ends up being a lot of wasted copper that you could have used to make bronze. So I'm just skipping right to the bronze anvil. Not wasting any copper on it. Now, the copper hoe had 200 durability. Let's check out the bronze hoe. Actually, I don't have a stick yet. Let me go get a stick. 300 durability for the bronze hoe. It's not as crazy as I thought it was going to be, but I mean, it's pretty good. It's a significant increase. Alright, I think that is all of my turnips and all of my flax planted. Now I just gotta plant all the rye and the spelt and the carrots and the onions and the fennel and the cabbage and the parsnip and the rice, I guess. Planting the rest of this farm should be pretty easy now that I have access to bronze. Now I am going to work on getting enough bronze to fill the anvil mold. So, I guess we can start by getting more copper. A little bit of copper here. Probably not a lot. And it's poor quality copper. This is EA Nazir copper right here. You're gonna get some bad reviews if you try selling this in the city of Ur, I'll tell you what. Alright, now we can check if there's any more with the prospecting pickaxe. A little bit. Maybe up somehow, but there's dirt. So it can't be up. Because up is dirt, so it has to be down. I guess I haven't considered it being in this direction. Yep, there we go. No more copper nearby. I'm getting chased by a goat. Ow, it's a very... Oh, it's an ooh. Extremely aggressive. Okay, we got 900 units of bismuth bronze in the crucible. Ready to make our anvil. The temporal storm is waning. And I've just about filled my anvil mold. Just for context, a temporal storm is just a random event that occurs every, like, week or so, where a bunch of monsters just start spawning, and you're basically safe as long as you stay in your house. It lasts, like, a few minutes. Once this cools down, you know, I'll fire these molds, that way I can make, bronze ingots. Bronze ingots. And then I can make, you know, nails, I can make saws, I can make all kinds of things with the anvil. I need to make a forge as well. That fucking deer's gonna eat my crops. That fucking deer's eating my crops. Get the fuck out of here. Stop eating my crops. I got the anvil. As soon as our clay ingot molds are done firing, we can start smithing. We're gonna do something a little risky and stupid. This did not go very well last time, but I think it's gonna go very good this time. Ooh. See, I knew it would be a good idea to come here. Got a chest out of it. Got some seeds, some torches. Looks like we can pick up the storage vessel and take it with us. Pretty big win. Okay, this isn't really working. Oh, there we go. Didn't go bad at all. Now we've got to figure out which way is the way out. Y'all ever eat 3 square meals a day and then wake up the next morning already starved to death of hunger? Because Vintage Story Guy does that. Oh no, I'm getting killed. I'm getting killed by a goat. Why am I getting killed by a goat? So as if the hunger about to kill me wasn't enough of a problem. Now I don't even have any health. Now the hunger's just gonna kill me faster. Man, there's no way I'm gonna live. I'm not gonna live to see the sunlight, guys. This is the end, guys. It's a dead rat. It's a dead raccoon pup. Does it have edible meat? No. Why would it? Chicken meat. Okay, dead chicken. We're gonna go home. We're gonna cook it. We're gonna live. Okay. Fire, chicken, torch. All right, here it goes. Starved to death watching chicken cook and knowing you don't have the strength to consume it. Look at that. Cooked chicken in my hand. Cooked chicken in my hand, but not the strength to eat it. What a hell of a way to die.
What's the most outlaw thing you've done? Like, do you take tags off mattresses? Do you drink milk after the expiration date? What do you do, buddy?
I've gotten arrested for assault and battery and attempted murder. I got to beat the crap out of a pedophile.
How did you find this pedophile? Was it at an anime convention?
No.
Alright, it is time to do some proper blacksmithing. This is not a lit torch. This is a lit torch. Alright guys, we got our tailored Gamboy's leg armor. Having padded legs on is hopefully gonna make us take a little bit less damage when a goat rams our ass. I completely forgot we were in the middle of trying to smith stuff. I got completely distracted with the leg armor. Okay. I think this is ready to go. I'm gonna start with the saw blade. Simply hammer each pixel where it needs to be. Got some nails and strips. Copper? Yeah, copper nails and strips. Gonna help us make doors and chests and all kinds of shit we need. Guys, we officially have doors. We've done it. We went from the Bronze Age to the Door Age. We're officially in the Door Age, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, I figure kind of goes without saying, but I figure I should plant all my seeds instead of just the turnips and some of the flax. Maybe I plant other things as well. Crazy idea, but it might just work. Good news. Just about all the crops are planted. Bad news. I used so many hoes and shovels, I ran out of copper. And zinc. I'm actually using a copper hoe right now because I ran out of zinc to make bronze a long time ago. Alright, 15 rice seeds. And we did it. Every single seed I've picked up in my journey. And our flax is still several stages away from being mature. Alright, time to try to get more zinc. Maybe I should start with more copper, actually. Yeah, let's start with copper. Medium quality, not bad. I was listening to a video there. I found a Blackguard Cuirass. A little bit of armor for protection. Not bad. Wasn't expecting to get free armor. Got a shield. Alright. Golden shield. This place is crazy, actually. Hold on. Okay, you got another torch holder. Love those. What a random find. Right next to my house, the whole time. Alright, we got flareite. Somewhere. I don't know. It's around. Small amounts. Oh, we found it. Oh, bismuth right here. Lady and gentlemen, your eyes do not deceive you. I have went from living in a destitute box to a slightly fancier box. I am no longer a caveman hitting stone together. I no longer live in a dirt box. Look how fancy it is. And you know, regardless of how much time has gone by, my flax is still ages away from being done. I spent all this time building this beautiful, never before seen house. And even after all that, I'm just waiting on flax to grow. Like I have been doing for ages. I think that's going to be the end of episode 1, whenever the flax finally grows. Because what else do we have to do at this point? We just sit around and wait for the flax to grow. That is our life now. How could it possibly take this long? I'm starting to forge some weapons now so I can go hunt down the wolves around my house. And killing all the wolves will allow me to try to get some farm animals in here without the wolves eating them, hopefully. You wolves have haunted me and harassed me for too long. Now you will pay. Oh, there's a lot of them. Oh, they're working together. Leave no witnesses. I am officially free of the canine menace. Now we got a lot of meat to cook. There's a deer, I guess. Oh dear. Finally got some crops to harvest. Now I won't be low on food for a long time. Alright, I'm scaring the goat in the general direction of my base. So hopefully he doesn't fall in the cave or get eaten by some wolf that I have failed to hunt down. I think I got all the wolves. It's possible that I haven't blocked off all the caves, but I think I blocked off most of the caves. So hopefully that's good enough. Almost. Bingo. And it looks like a male. Male. Yep. Okay, so we already got a male goat. Now we're looking for a female goat. Hopefully. Oh god, they all fell in the cave? You're kidding me. You're a male. You're a female. I like female. Go for the female one. No way, there's still a wolf here? After all the work I did to make there not be a wolf here, there's a wolf here. No, 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 no. There's a hole? Why is there a hole? Oh no, I failed to block off a hole. This is bad. I don't know if I can fix this problem. Okay, I'm not going in there. Looks like we have to start from square one. And make sure to cover this hole next time. Female, yeah. Okay. Let's think about this. Oh yeah, we're going the right way already. Okay. No, 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 there's not a wolf. No, 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 no. Wolf, 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 calm down. Oh, okay. The wolf. The wolf is no longer a problem. Gotta go around. Okay. There we go. All right, we did it. We got a male and a female, I think. All right, we got the animals in a pen with the feeding trough. So they should be able to eat from that and eventually start breeding. Well, I was going to end the video with the flax growing, but as you can see, the flax is still not grown, and the video is already an hour long. So that's going to have to wait for episode 2 of this series. Next week, I plan on releasing part 1 of a Minecraft Hardcore series, and the week after that, part 2 of this series. So if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe. Thank you for watching this long into the video, by the way. I'm assuming you liked the video if you watched it this long, so make sure to leave a like. I'm a very small YouTuber, so I'd very much appreciate that. And if you made it this far into the video, just make sure to leave a comment that says, this video sucks, you should delete it, and die. Because, you know, the more comments I get, the more interaction the video gets, and it might get recommended to more people. So, thank you for watching. I will see you in part 2. Subscribe if you want to see the next video. Alright, I'm out.